Hi there. So, as a lot of you may have discovered by now, and those of you who have been here for a long time know that we talk a lot about mindset, and so do a lot of other people. But what we do here is way more than mindset. It's way deeper, and it's wanting to know the why behind the what. And most of these, free seminars and stuff, I mean, they're great. I go to a lot of them for hypnosis, knowing that there's going to be an upsell at the end. There's going to be a sales pitch. But because I may not have time, it may be wonderful and worth every penny, but I may not have time to invest in it. But if I can attend a webinar and listen to the what, it'll tell you what you need to do. A lot of these places will tell you what you need to do. Most of them will not tell you how. That's the upsell at the end. Do you want to know this is what you need to do? Do you know how to do it? If you don't know how to do it, I can show you for this amount of money because it's worth $3,000, but you're not going to pay that. You're not even going to pay half of that. In fact, only today, because you've listened to this whole webinar, you're only going to pay $59. But wait, because you've gone all the way through the end of the webinar, we're going to sell you everything with all these bonuses, which you'll never have time to watch, for $39. Now, here's the deal. You're getting a lot of quality. You really are for the amount that you're paying usually. And most of them have a 30-day money back guarantee because they're working off of numbers. This is throwing the seeds out. And a lot of people will just take the seed and do research and plant it and put it into action and it will work. And some people need to be led step by step, and that's okay. And some people are in a frantic place of, I don't know what I need to know, so I need to know something else. Frantic search for information. So what we do here is, because I'm looking frantically for the information. I'm not just doing court reporting, but I'm honing my skills in neuroscience, hypnosis, hypnotherapy, mindset, coaching, conversational hypnosis, all kinds of things that generally would have nothing to do with court reporting, except that they changed my life. Learning those things, understanding them, changed the way I looked at not just my steno machine and work and how much money I thought I could make, but it changed how I looked at me and how I felt about me. And once I started putting that focus on me, everything started changing, because we grow up in a world where we think that having the focus on us is somehow a bad thing. Well, we were probably programmed that way when we were young. We were in an environment that, well, especially if you're a little kid, that for the most part makes you feel like you're a little kid, you're not a big person, you don't have the same inherent value as big people who know all the stuff, except that that's not what our true value is in this lifetime. The value that you bring was you in the moment that you came into this incarnation on this planet at this time. And nobody can take that from you but you. There are people who can give you different ideas and try to convince you that you're not as worthy as everybody else. And when you're a little kid, you don't have anything else to judge from. And so it's easy to take on other people's ideas of what you're capable of, how worthy you are, what your value is. But that doesn't make it real. It doesn't make it true. And it will hold you back from, I don't know, greatness. It will hold you back from a happy life. It will hold you back from being everything you were always meant to be in this lifetime. And so a lot of what we do here is way more than mindset. We're going to talk about affirmations and why they're incredibly powerful. And I don't use them because they're incredibly powerful if you know that you have no other mental resistance against what you're saying in the affirmation. And most of us just kind of blindly say, you know, I am a CSR, you know, I'm working out in the field, making a lot of money, I'm, you know, passing the tests. But there's a part of your brain that if you haven't worked on the reasons why that might not be possible, those things are still running as an underlying program. And it doesn't matter how many times you say, I am a CSR, I am an RPR, if there's the least bit of resistance in you, if there's the least bit of doubt in you, and let's face it, we're all full of doubt from the time we hit theory, amen, we're full of doubt, most of us. There are some people out there who incredibly circumvented that whole notion of, I can't do it. It was just a matter of, nope, I'm doing it. Nope, nope, I have no doubts. I have absolutely no reason why I shouldn't. And they sail through because there isn't a resistance. But when you, you know, there's that part of your brain that is actually like a little goalie. And as you're trying to tell it, you know, I see me making, you know, $200,000 in my first year of being a reporter. All of our little goalies are going to say, nope, nope, I can see all kinds of tangible reasons why that won't happen. So you do it in the vaguest, most general of terms, using things like, I see me making an incredible amount of money. What's incredible? I don't know. Sounds like a lot. I see me making more money at court reporting than I ever made in any other effort in my life. And that's probably true. Because if it wasn't, you'd be doing that other thing. But to craft those affirmations in terms of, and it takes a talent, it takes a real effort to not be just spewing things that you would want. And actually, this is funny because there are all kinds of schools of thought, but even in the uttering of the words, I want to be successful, you're declaring to the universe that you aren't. I want what I don't have. I want what I'm not. So even, and that's where most people start off with manifesting and, you know, The Secret and all that, is I want a life of happiness. I'm going to be a court reporter. Wow. That one will keep you in school a very long time. Because if every day you wake up and you're going to, there's never a day when you wake up when you are. And so don't just say the words I want, but imagine that thing as if, feel it in your body as if it's already a done deal. It's already yours, which can make some people crazy. I went to a seminar once with Abraham Hicks. I love this. And the poor lady who was asking questions was like, but I want a happy relationship. And you're telling me if I just imagine that I already have it and I feel the way I would feel if I had it, then I'd be happy. Yeah. You don't want to be happy, but I'm just messing with myself. I'm pretending that I already have it. Well, you're actually embracing the feeling that you would have if you already had it. You're letting yourself ease into practicing and feeling the feeling that you would get if you had that thing. Because, and I'm pretty sure it's Abraham Hicks and a billion other people who say we only want the thing we want for the feeling it will give us. Think about it. Why do you want to be certified and be out in the field making money? For the flexibility, for the money, for the freedom, for the feeling of accomplishment, for the feeling of prestige, for the feeling of being valuable and worthy, and knowing that you did that. That feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of stepping in to who the greatest version of you that you always were waiting to become again. Coming back full circle to who you came in this lifetime as, because you were just as valuable and worthy as anybody else until other well-meaning, or maybe not so well-meaning, adults in your life gave you notions that maybe that wasn't true. Maybe you're not the most important thing. Maybe you shouldn't put yourself first. In fact, put yourself last and make all the rest of us happy, and then maybe you'll be safe. And if you're really lucky, maybe we'll love you. Maybe. Or maybe we're so narcissistic that we don't care what you feel and what your life is like, and that we're putting a life sentence on you where you will spend the rest of your life feeling like you're always less than everybody else and you're always not worthy of what everybody else has. They don't know they're doing that, and sometimes they really don't care. But this isn't about parent bashing, because that is a whole nother video, and that's coming full circle all the way around to realizing that the people who raised you, the environment you were in, was flawed. It wasn't perfect. And those people didn't know what they were doing, or they would have done better. I always believe if we know we can do better, we strive to do better. Most people do. I am kind of optimistic that way, that I really truly believe in the best of most people. And there are those who have just given up and decided that this time around, whatever that means, it's, you know, a Bud Light on the couch with potato chips watching Netflix. Okay, that's okay. Everybody gets to navigate this journey the way they choose. And because we get to do that, we also get to turn off all the messages from other people that just don't feel right for us. We get to start stepping into who we actually are without caring who's going to be okay with that and who's not. There's power in knowing who you are and what you are. And especially in this thing we call this court reporting journey of school, it's about every day challenging yourself, but every day looking at how you met the challenge. And there are some days when you just say, you know, F it, I'm not, today is not the day. I don't have the energy. I need to honor the fact that I need to rest, even though there's another part of me that's making me feel guilty about it. Now, if you become the person who develops a pattern of resting more than pushing forward and working, then I don't know, you're going to get what effort you put into it. But there are also those moments when there's so many of you out there that are working so hard, so incessantly, that you don't allow yourself to rest. And truly, the processing and some of the magic is in the moments when we are just being, when we are resting, when we are back into our inner self, when we're focusing on us and what our body, our mind, our spirit, our whole being needs, without criticizing those needs, just flowing with who you are and what you are and what you, on all kinds of levels, need. There are people I work with, and one of the first things we do is start keeping a calendar of energy. Is this a low mental energy day, a low emotional energy day, a low physical energy day, or conversely, is it high, or is it somewhere in the middle? But those are those three frequencies, and you're going to realize that they overcross and they run at different tempos. And there will be times then when they're all, you're just low energy, physically, mentally, emotionally. You're down here. There are those times when those things are all converging and you're on top of the world. And to start understanding that that's part of who you are, and to work with it instead of working against it. You know, we joke around about Mercury being in retrograde, but I think it's a wonderful thing if 3 times a year for a couple of weeks, we can all sit back and say, Mercury's in retrograde. What does that mean? I don't know what it means, but what if it's a time when it's okay to not push forward with every bit of your effort and strength? What if it's a time to sit back and rest and regroup and reboot and reevaluate? And it's the R in retrograde that we can take the magic from. It's a period of time where a segment of us out in the world say, this is a time that you don't have to push forward. This is a time to rest and regroup and reevaluate what you've been doing that's working and where you want to go next, and be ready, rested and ready to hit it, to go forward when Mercury goes forward. It gives you permission about 3 times a year to just reevaluate everything and restart and regroup and go forward. So I don't know, that's what I use it for. And I also realized that there are those times, like right now, we're right in the middle of Mercury retrograde. And when my hot water heater blew up, one of my computers wasn't working, and I spent an hour on the phone with Wells Fargo saying, why is my account on hold? Oh, there's a computer glitch. Really? You have taken an hour out of my time, out of my life on this planet, to have to discuss your computer glitch. Then my daughter said, yeah, Mom, Mercury's in retrograde. Remember, technology, communication, things moving forward. Okay. It didn't fix anything. It didn't even give me an excuse, but it gave me some tangible thing to go, oh, okay, whatever. Maybe, maybe not. But it helped me come back to a place of the three tools that I always use when I feel stuck, when I'm angry, when I'm frustrated, which is, what can I control? What can't I control? How do I want to feel? It's hard to stop even to ask those questions sometimes, but what can I control? Well, I'm pissed at Wells Fargo, but I can control either focusing on how pissed I am or focusing my energy somewhere else, because I can't control what they've done to my account at the moment. But I think with some time, we're going to figure out how we want to deal with that. I had somebody do some work on my house probably 6 months ago, and somebody in that company got a picture of my check because they wanted to be paid by check, the company. And they submitted a check for $1,200. Wasn't my check, wasn't my signature, wasn't anything except my account number and the amount they wanted to be paid. So that's what forestalled my whole everything in my account, because of one fraudulent check. Well, I don't write checks much for anything except for my California license, my Nevada license, my New Mexico license I can do online, thank goodness. But it messed me up because my Nevada license is due shortly. My California license is due this month, and they will only take checks. So, whoa. Anyway, my problem, my circus, my monkeys, not yours. But whoa, how do I want to feel about that? What can I control? What can't I control? How do I want to feel? Well, I want to feel like I'm still grounded. I'm still okay, that the world is going forward. The universe has my back, even, and this is I'm practicing but not getting any progress thing. The universe has my back, and things around me don't look like they should, considering the effort I'm putting into them. But I got to trust that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm showing up every day. And that is the thing that you've got to do, regardless of the progress that your brain says it's not seeing, because it doesn't know all the things that are going on in the background, behind the scenes, that are building speed and accuracy and endurance and all of that, it's not tangible. You can't see it, and you can't even quantify it in a test, because we're all moving along in different segments and different speeds. Your speed may be increasing and your accuracy isn't. Your accuracy may be increasing, but your speed isn't. They may be both going along kind of slower than you want, but they're both going along. You don't know that stuff because there's not a quantifiable test to evaluate that. That's called faith. You got to keep showing up and doing the thing that you need to do, without letting your brain take over and tell you, this isn't working. Look at all the evidence that it's not working. because it comes up with a belief, and then it always only looks for the evidence to support what it has decided it believes. That part of your brain will always say, this is too hard, quit, just stop, because my job is to keep you alive on the planet one more day and to keep you away from pain. And every time you take a test and you fail, you feel pain. And every time you pass 3 tests and you get into a higher speed, you feel pain because you're not as competent as you were in the lower speed. So it'll tell you, don't do that. This isn't working. It'll give you those ugly, nasty feelings in your body, trying to get your attention to tell you to stop, to give up, to quit. I'm here to challenge you to listen to the deeper, the higher part of you that knows that's not true, that knows you were meant for bigger, better, higher, more incredible things. And this is an avenue that will get you there. It's also an avenue that will peel back everything you aren't and let you see what you're truly made of. Let you step up to that version of yourself. I got to go put out some more fires, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.